This week on What's Your Story, we feature Dr. Catherine Masitsa, a trained and board-registered veterinary surgeon. Dr. Catherine is a leader and innovator, founding president of the Kenya chapter of the Wedding Industry Network. She strongly believes in giving back and building up community. As a founding member of the Kenya Women Business Owners Association, she sits on the boards of many for-profit and non-profit organizations. Her focus has always been on female empowerment, advising many female-founded startups, guest lecturing at various universities, and speaking at conferences. Dr. Catherine is an award-winning entrepreneur in the media, marketing, and event industries. She founded Samantha's Bridal in 2003, overseeing its growth into the largest wedding media and lifestyle company in Kenya. This company helps bridal and events professionals, retailers, and the hospitality industry leverage the $400 billion wedding industry, providing a multi-platform resource that guides and celebrates couples through transformative life stages. On What's Your Story? Everyone has a story.
Welcome to tonight's edition of What's Your Story? My name is Catherine Mwangi. Privileged that you made time midweek to yet again be inspired, empowered, and definitely elevated. The lady guest I have on today is no stranger, especially if you live in this continent of Africa. Yes, her name, her fame is continent-wide. I could describe her as a polymath, but that would also still be putting her in a box. Because she has evolved over time in different industries through different seasons. She's a creator, an educator, a mother, a wife. I just learned she renewed her vows, 21 years, married to the love of her life. But of course, you know, she will let us know more about it. She is synonymous with luxurious weddings in this country. We know her as the founder, creator, president of Samantha's Bridal. We shall get to know more about her because it's layers and layers and layers. Dr. Catherine Masitsa.
Like an onion, right?
Ooh, like an onion, girl, like an onion. You look so good. I already said that to you.
Thank you, you too.
I'm so glad we finally did this.
Yes.
People should know it's been a long time coming.
Yes.
But finally, like you said, God's timing is the best.
Yes.
I mean, who are you? You know, the one thing about you is we sit like this, we feel, okay, so that's what she's doing now. And then 6 months later, oh, she's doing that too. Oh, she's doing that too. So in that way, you challenge, especially women, let me say, women who are starting out, women who have already achieved, you know, whatever it is they look out for, but you're constantly evolving. So where do we even start with your story?
Well, we have to start somewhere.
Yeah. You're a creator. Tell me where you want us to start.
So what about we start with I say I'm on my 10th act.
Ooh.
So let's talk about my acts.
Oh, I love that. So should we start with which one?
I should name what I have done.
Tell me.
In the sense that, I'm a mother.
Yes.
To an 11-year-old. Her name is Andrea.
Yes.
I love it. I feel it's my biggest job, and being a wife to I have one husband.
Okay. Wow. Why did you emphasize the one husband? What's going on?
Because if Millie ever can have her way, at this rate we can even marry. We can choose to marry 5. But I choose.
You chose one.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And recently, yes. Actually, we celebrated 28 years of friendship.
Oh.
Out of those 28 years, we've been married 7 years. No, not 7, 21 years.
Yes.
We got married in 2003. You came to feature our house in Kitisuru, you remember?
Yes.
Yeah. So I consider that as my biggest calling, my biggest job.
Yes.
Because I believe so that part of the reason I actually got into business was that I needed financial freedom, but also personal freedom to be creative, but also to find time to spend with my family and practice my faith. That was a very important reason why I actually got into business.
I love that.
So now, meaning I was doing other things.
Yes.
So first of all, I'm board registered. It's very important. Veterinary surgeon.
Yes.
People think so that I maybe PhD, what. I don't mind PhD, but people need to know that I actually am a veterinary surgeon.
Okay.
After that, I've been a pharmaceutical pharmaceutical representative for the pharmaceutical giant Pfizer.
Yes.
And I did quite a bit of work there.
Yes.
During that time, I actually got an MBA, a Master's in Business Administration from Nairobi University. After that, I got into the development work.
Okay.
I worked as a rural development expert at the European Union. So I seconded the rural development advisor from the EU. So there's usually how it's graded, there's the head of delegation, and then there's the advisors, the technical advisors. Then I was just below him. So I know a lot. I privatized the veterinary practice in this country. I was in charge of research. I can tell you a lot about that. I did a lot of work with fisheries, a lot of work with infectious diseases, abattoirs. So that was my third act with the rural development. After that, I got into business. I became a publisher.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so I published Nairobi's Entertainment Guide, Going Out magazine. You remember those days?
Yes, I remember Going Out.
I used to be a permanent fixture in the past.
Oh, goodness.
So there is my publishing part. And then obviously I became, after that we got married, and then I became a lifestyle connoisseur with Samantha's Bridal. But still being a publisher.
Right.
And then I became a producer.
Creating content.
Yes, a producer. I'm one of the first people to produce reality shows. And our shows are unforgettable because the wedding was just the background. And we told stories, lifestyle stories about Kenya, and the wedding was part of the background.
Yes.
And then after that, I became an educator. I do have a school, a creative school.
Okay.
Where we help people if they want to get into the creative industry, and we help them in that way.
Yes.
And then after that, I became, what do we call, a winemaker.
Voila.
Yes, I became a winemaker.
Yes.
But through that, I also did, I did some courses. I did Women Corporate Directors Program. This is a course that prepares women to actually sit on boards. Okay. So I've done that. So I sit on a couple of boards. Especially my specialty is in strategy, but also mainly the creative space, but also medium-sized and small business.
Okay.
That is where I fit a lot.
Yes.
And then I've also done Honor Managers Program, which is like an MBA, but for business people. At Strathmore, and I'm also a Stanford Seed alumnus.
Yes.
So these are some of the things that helped me to that. And then I became a reality star. That is my 10th act.
You forget there's an 11th one.
Which is the 11th one is the wife. I started with it.
There's then a 12th one.
No. I'm on my 10th act.
What about the matchmaker?
Oh, yes. I tell you, yes. But because I'm a matchmaker also. But it's something I've always done and never actually considered it.
Yeah.
Like an act.
Yeah.
But an act like...
Because you're good at it.
Yes. I'm very good. I've match-made quite a number of people in this town. And I realized my talent in my very early 20s. I had not even met my husband. And I match-made people.
Yeah.
And I see that one and that one. You two can be good together. And the children are grown. They even have children.
Now, I'll tell you why I went there. Because when I first met Dr. Catherine, it was the first time, first. And the first thing you asked, and I was just young producer at Nation. And you said to me, so, are you dating? And I'm
like your guts.
And I just ignore that. Fast forward to when I joined KTN, and you came and said, so, are you married? Are you seeing anyone? And I'm like, what's with this woman and my love life? And I just say, yeah. So, are you enjoying yourself? Now you need to start getting babies. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's okay. One of the things I do believe is that as women, we are doing it all at once, and we should just be comfortable and talk about our stage in life
Yeah.
as we are, and without feeling being judged.
Yes.
Because I tell you, there's lots of women who have fought and died for the freedoms that we enjoy. Freedom to choose what we want to be, what we want to do, and whatever our marital status is supposed to be. So because I embrace that, I usually ask. But the other thing is that I feel women, especially girls, nobody is telling them, as you're planning your career, actually, you need to be planning your life. And you need to make some hard decisions, some very, very tough and hard decisions.
Like which ones?
Like, do I ever want to have children, especially? Marriage these days now, you can get married, come out, in and out many times. It's just the way things are. I'm not creating it. Yeah. But when it comes to children, you really need to think about it.
Yeah.
Because at age 35, your fertility like really goes down. And a lot of women are busy pursuing career, business, life, just living. And by the time they decide they want to have children, usually it's very late. So I make it my point to talk about it to young women. And therefore, I'm always asking. But also, it's my business. Don't forget, I run the bridal company.
I just may be your client on that matchmaking front. But, you know, let's see. So now that we're...
It's amazing. It's like I'm telling you, my inbox is always full
of people looking for
love. It's the only thing people remember about.
You must be excellent with it. So now that we're still on the subject of love and family, and you know, we met as well as maybe just hone in on that act of you as wife and you as mom. I like what you said. You've been friends with your husband for 28 years, married for 21. And right there, something for me clicked. Like, it wouldn't be what it is today if the foundation was not friendship.
Yes. It wouldn't be, because at the time, actually, we started out as friends.
Oh. Hey, you're blushing.
I met because my husband is seated, he's in the studio. He brought me. And so we started, we were friends. Okay? And I need to talk about how we met.
Please, I would love to know how you met.
Because some people are trying to twist my story.
Oh, is that so?
So as a very young, in my very early 20s, as I said, I worked for Pfizer, a pharmaceutical giant. Everybody knows who Pfizer are. And so I had gone to Eldoret, used to be my territory, and he was a professor in Moy University. He had come to launch the neurology and the psychiatry department. So I have to say, my husband has trained over 1,000 doctors in this country. Throughout his period at Moy University. And so I went there to market the pharmaceutical products to him. I knocked the door to his office. And here we are, 28 years later.
So did he buy the products, or he just like...
So the thing is, he's a very intelligent guy. Very intelligent. So I realized he was not even listening to what I was saying. So stupid me, I came back to the office. I asked my boss. And so I told him, I've met this professor. He's not listening. And imagine, so he tells me that, so have you reviewed this clinical paper and this clinical paper? So he armed me again. I went with this new clinical paper. Like, have you seen this paper? Our medicine is doing better. He said, I've even seen that one. I've seen that one. And it's like, are you always very busy? But you see, at that time, we had been trained on how to entertain your clients without being cheap. And it was a time when women were not being employed, and it was frowned upon. It was a beautiful world. Like, how can you go on a date with your client? Oh my God. Remember that time I was planning to become the CEO at Pfizer. I was all the way.
Ambitious.
To the bone. That's why I even did the MBA. Like, I was going to become the CEO. That was the goal. So he asked that, if he could take me out to dinner. I said, fine. Then I said, on condition that I pay for it. You see, if you're a lady and a man asks you out for dinner, if it's professional, make sure you pay for it.
Why?
Because if he pays for it, then you owe him.
Oh.
If you pay for it and it's professional, it remains professional.
Okay.
It is extremely important.
Okay.
That because in this day and time, you will always entertain. I had a company card, a company, like, it was beautiful to work for that company.
Yes.
And so I paid for it because I need completely professional.
Professional.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a long story.
So
I
one
could
thing
tell you
led to the other.
to the other proposal. He proposed after 2 weeks. I said, wait a minute. 2 weeks he proposed, yes.
Woo!
But here we are. I took him 7 years. So the advice to the men is that don't propose too quick. Because I was like, wait a minute, stand there, stand there, like, simama hapo. What are you hiding? So I had to go to his country. Do you even come from people? You have parents? Like, are you someone?
Yeah. Whether he comes from people.
Yeah. It's a very lawyer expression. It's a very lawyer profession. Do you come from people? Like,
kwenu kuna watu.
Yeah. There's a way the lawyers put it.
Which is how?
Unaenda band ba urulamu. Urulam band. Like, are you? Yeah.
Okay.
I need to see your people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, those are some of the values that, you know, I think are getting eroded in this day and age, where you meet somebody, obviously fall in love, and then, you know, you do whatever it is you do, and your parents come to get to know that later. So it's refreshing to hear that you're very traditional in that sense.
And you know, these traditions serve a purpose.
Yes.
They really serve a purpose. So sometimes I've been known even on national TV to say that, what are you doing marrying a guy who is poor? You know, is he heading somewhere? Let people, I'm one of the women who has advised girls, let them call you a gold digger and let your son marry a gold digger. Then he will work hard. He will work hard to actually fulfill that. You see, because traditionally,
yes.
What do you think was the essence of dowry? Those are safeguards.
Yes.
They're safeguards put in to ensure that, can you look after our girl?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, yes.
But even, it doesn't mean it's just only the girl. Even the people from the boys' side would send somebody to go and check if this girl is from people.
Yes.
Like, what kind of people?
Yeah.
Because these things have consequences, and because these traditions are eroded, we think we know better, and we find ourselves now, by the time you're thinking, my papa knew better, my mama knew better, you have a child already telling you don't know what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too late. Okay, so 21 years, renewed your vows recently. What would you say has been the key to the stability of your marriage, especially in hard seasons?
Look, I was a girl who was always getting married. There was someone marrying me. I need to say that. Like, there was always somebody marrying me.
Right.
And even when he got me, I wasn't single. I was even engaged. I was getting married to somebody else. I was just one of, those girls who are always going to get married and there's someone marrying them.
Yeah. It was you.
It was me. So I wasn't running short of people to get married to. And at that point, when I needed to make a decision, so who of these?
Icky, pinky, ponky.
Girls are always doing that. Literally, like, yeah. So I thought about it because I know that when it comes to resources, they come and go.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Money comes and goes.
Right.
But I just need to know you're heading in the right direction. So I asked, who of these people would I like to be stuck with on an island? If money was not a factor, who of these people? And he was my best friend. Because we can talk hours on end. And it has really helped us because we've gone through challenging seasons. And at the end of the day, our friendship always brings us together.
Yeah.
Like, problems will never really separate us.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they will never really separate. For a lot of people, because their friendship or their relationship was based on, so what can you give me? What can I get from you?
Transactional.
It's very transactional.
Yeah.
they don't have that other glue that puts them together, you find that this is the time when the relationships break.
Yeah.
But also, I must say, the other thing is that we are very honest with each other. Very, very honest. I will tell you something that may sound funny,
Okay.
but when I said when I met him, I was engaged and dating
Yeah.
somebody else. I would actually give him all my emails to write to that guy.
He's a strong one.
So write for me this email and this email. Then he'd write and then put an abuse there in his language. So one day this guy asked, what is this? What is this down here? And he went to check. And it said, go to hell.
Oh my goodness.
He said, go to hell.
Yeah.
So what am I saying?
Yeah.
We were true friends and we were honest with each other. I have never lied to my husband. Neither has he. I can't say there's any single day that I don't know where he is. You know, there are women in this town who they don't even know where their husbands are. They have an agreement for as long as you're at home at 7 a.m. before the children wake up. Do you know that? Do you know there are relationships like that?
I know that.
Yeah, so I must say, we don't lie to each other. We are like it's the code that we don't break. We do not
Lie.
We don't lie to each other.
I like
we are
that.
brutally honest.
Yes.
With one another. So it's things like those that break relationships.
Yes.
That you're not honest with each other, and then I find out, and then the trust is lost, and then
it's messy. It's just messy. So we'll need to take a short break so we can hydrate on water, not the wine, still on watershed over here. We come back, and yes, we'll go there to her role, her latest act as a reality star. First season in Kenya, not season, but the title of the show, Real Housewives of Nairobi, The Real Housewives of Nairobi. So she's a cast member there. I remember Gladys, you remember Gladys, our former colleague, and she, when you got on, she said, guess who's on the show now? I said, who? Dr. C. Oh, but that was my reaction.
But you have always believed in me.
So when I heard that you were on that program, I said, oh, a real one just joined them. A real one, authentic. I will tell you as it is, and it will be honest, and do whatever it is you want to do with that. So, and we've seen that in at least a couple of episodes I've tuned into. So I'm coming back to that act after the break, right? You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, of course. I mean, Dr. C is okay with that. So after the break, we go to that act of her as a reality star in this phenomenal reality show. I think it's even Kenya's biggest reality show as at this point in time. And she's a cast member there. So we get to know more of that and a lot more after the break. So your role as reality star.
I have a beautiful home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I could be one of those people. But I'm also a maximalist. I'm an extrovert. So I don't hide anything. I'm like, mtajuaje mimi naishi hivi. So when
you manifested the role.
I manifested.
Welcome back to What's Your Story here on KTN Home. Thank you for the honor and the privilege of tuning in to listen to this incredible life journey of Dr. Catherine Masitsa. We have established, just in case you're joining us now, her love life and how she always had men, she just needed to picky ponky, choose who to marry. Lucky her. But over and above that, and this is something I have to give credit where it's due, because you see, people will see you on television doing many things. Now your latest act is as a reality star, but it's very easy to say, oh, she's so flamboyant. Oh, she's wealthy. She's this, and assume. And that happens a lot. I've never understood in this part of the world where it's either it cannot be your money, or it's you have shady dealings, but the background you gave us in part one of the show, where you are highly educated, You have held incredibly high positions. You have transformed communities with, rural development work with the European Union et al. You have continuously pursued education. You have published a magazine. So we are not talking empty. There's no emptiness here. If anything, you've continuously poured into yourself. So by the time you say yes to, okay, you want me to be on that show? Oh, okay. It was just like, okay, like you didn't have to like, oh, let me sleep on it. Okay, maybe you did maybe for a day or two. But the thing is, you come from such a strong foundation academically, and you continuously want to expand and elevate, which is inspirational, because in this day and age, especially the young ones coming up now, it's, I need to do this for the gram. I need to buy a new dress. We're talking about that for the gram. I need you to touch on that. Like this whole, you're doing an image thing for people, but there's nothing to support you behind that. The vanity of it, I think that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. So I need you to speak to that before we go to your role as this star that we see every week.
Gosh, I really hope I'll remember to mention everything.
Okay.
It's a very heavy question you've asked me.
Yeah.
That number one, I will need to qualify why I am on this show.
Okay, yes.
On your show, for me,
okay,
I just agreed immediately to be on the show.
Yeah.
And then I also want to talk about the flamboyant life.
Yes.
And this gram thing and the reasons why we need to be real.
Yes.
So one of the things I need to mention is that I was brought up in the village, literally, by a single father. So my playground was Kakamega Forest, which is one of the last tropical forests that are there. And I find that I was so privileged. When I look at it now, I was running around, herding animals, climbing trees. Like, it was such a privilege because that really shaped me in terms of the person I am today. And briefly, I was in school in Eldoret, but every time we closed school, I would be in the village. And then I finished part of my schooling in the village before I went to. So it means I have lived the life. I've seen, my foundation is really the foundation of what is Kenya. Yeah? And I was always very rich in my mind. So one day I remember asking my stepmother, are we rich? Because my father was the strongest, richest person.
Yeah.
But when you're a child, you begin to realize, I have one pair of shoes. They seem to be changing those shoes. How come? When you're a child and in your mind, you're just rich.
Yeah.
And so I have always grown up with that rich mentality. I am rich in my mind. And in everything I do, like, what do you mean? It took going to the university before I realized there are people who are better than me.
Oh,
I have been raised to know that I am the best they can ever be. Like, honestly, I don't even know. So why am I saying this?
Yeah.
I'm saying it because I saw the sacrifices my father made. And it would be an abuse on the sacrifices that he made for me to turn up looking any other way, to think myself poor, or to turn up as a wannabe. So for me, I've always been passionate. I'm passionate about Africa. So much as I say this, I never inherited anything from my parents.
Yeah.
But I have worked very hard together with my husband. We've worked very hard. I didn't marry for money. We've worked very, very hard, and we have created wealth. Wealth from our professional work that we've done, wealth from the businesses that we've done, and we have built Kenya. I have employed people. We pay tax in this country. I have paid black tax, meaning I've educated so many people in my family and even in my village. I've educated a lot of people. And why is it important for me to say my story? It's because there's a lot of young people who just think, oh, you can go and bet and just win and become a millionaire. Like, just like that.
Yeah.
They want these quick fixes. But when I am on any platform, I will tell you everything. I will tell you my highs, I will tell you my lows. And it is important for people like us who have actually created wealth to actually tell our stories, our African stories, our successes, so that the young people watching us can see that it is possible. It is possible. I have never received nobody's bribe. I've never been in that office where I should receive a bribe. Yeah. And I have built.
Yes.
Kenyans have seen me for the last 20-something years building my business. When I'm real low, yeah, I've talked about how I lost my Kitusuru house, the one you came. When everybody else, like I don't shy away from my laws, but I don't also shy away from celebrating the Kenyan dream, the African dream, because it's possible. So when you ask me to come here, of course I'm coming. Why? It's part of nation building. Honestly, this thing of people waking up and just thinking, we will go and pray for some miracles. It's not like I don't believe in miracles. There are times when hope is a strategy. And this is where miracles come in. Hope, just the hope that if I wake up, I manifest. These days, young people you're manifesting into the universe. Like, I even used to manifest. I used to say, success, is my birthright. I even had written it on the door. I manifested it. Success is my birthright.
Oh, yeah?
You pray whichever way you're calling it. But, you know, we need to talk about hard work. So why did I just really accept? We must write our stories, African stories. Yeah? African stories.
Yes.
And our stories are so different.
Yeah.
There's so much we don't know. Yeah, people are getting successful. We don't know how they are making this money. And now everybody thinks if you need to get into politics, steal some money, and it just seems to be the only way. So this is really important. So that's the first part of the question. The other part is
the flamboyant image, IG life.
The flamboyant image and IG life is important in the sense that people want to be. It's the generation.
Yes.
It's the generation that we are seeing.
Yeah.
But you know what? As a young people, I tell them that you can push a different narrative. So if you're watching the Real Housewives of Nairobi, one of the things I've been accused of is sometimes I'm not obeying the dress code. Sometimes I want to create a point. And specifically, I wore this dress for a reason. In one of the episodes, it was a white dress. I've got many white dresses in the wardrobe. I just chose not to wear. But secondly, I am wearing it today. I'm repeating it.
Yes.
So that people can see it's my dress. It's mine. But the other reason, I'm telling girls, be real. You don't have to buy a new dress for every party you're going to. Why? This is one of the things that is making young people get behind on the wealth trajectory.
Yes.
Yeah? There's a time value of money. Right now, maybe you're buying a dress for 5K, 3K. You're going to this party, bridal shower, wedding. You're on a bridal lineup. I don't know, you're going where, which gram, where. By the time the month is over, you've spent almost 50,000.
Yes.
In another 20 years, you will look back at the time value of that money, and that time, that dress, you've even thrown it. You cannot even wear it.
Yeah.
So I just want to set an example. Like, listen, I'm one of the fashionable women in this town.
Oh, that's true.
I think I am.
No, you are.
So, because actually in the world right now, it's a thing. Like the wives of presidents are, like just recently I saw the Finnish president, the wife was at this party, which is, the dress was designed by a Kenyan designer. She now lives in Kenya. The lady lives in Kenya. And she's a designer. She has a big franchise in Finland.
Okay.
She sells dresses. And the first lady was wearing her dress. And she has worn that dress like 6 times. And there are people who are just watching. So if you're a celebrity, you are like holding high office, people are watching. How many times have you worn that dress and you're getting marks?
Yes.
If you keep changing your dresses, you actually begin to lose votes, especially for politicians and all that. Fashion is the biggest contributor to climate change.
Oh.
Yes. And especially in Kenya here, we are the ones receiving all these mitumbas. What do we mean that we cannot dress ourselves? we can dress ourselves. And we are getting all these mitumbas coming in here, and we don't even know where to throw these things right now. So I'm just saying girls need to get onto the wealth. Knight Frank released the wealth report recently, and they said there's only $7,000 millionaires. Dollar millionaires are people, other than your primary residence.
Yeah.
Do you have $1 million in liquid assets? Liquid assets means money that you can access quickly, like in stocks and bonds, money in cash in the bank, you know, things like that. How many do we have? We only have 7,400.
In Kenya.
In Kenya. And even this year one, they actually expanded it to include people, your primary residence. Even though I believe your primary residence is not an asset because you're not, So the car you drive, your dresses are not assets. You just need to feel good in what you're wearing. Of course, people will judge you. They look at you and they judge you by the first appearance.
Yes.
But you can repeat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell ladies.
Yeah.
You can repeat these things and you will still look good.
Yeah.
And people will actually admire you for that.
So kill the vanity and just, you know, I like that. So your role as reality star.
What do you want to know about that? So I'll tell you why I got on.
Yes.
On that show. For the same reason that, first of all, I love the franchise.
Yes.
I love the Real Houses franchise internationally. I love it. Because you see all these women living their lives, their homes, their big homes.
Yeah.
Beautiful homes. I have a beautiful home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I could be one of those people. But I'm also a maximalist. I'm an extrovert. So I don't hide anything. I'm like, mtajuaje mimi naishi hivi. So when
you manifested the role.
I manifested. By the way, like So I used to watch Beverly Hills, and I'm like, why don't we have this thing here? And then one morning I woke up. You know those ones you wake up at 3 o'clock and you see what the Real Housewives, whatever is launching,
Nairobi.
And I'm thinking, what? How come they haven't spoken to me? And imagine the phone call came through.
The same day?
No, it just came through. Because I thought about it. A little later it came through.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but it's basically the same thing. We must tell African stories. It's the same thing I tell the producers.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Don't cast me as someone living in Beverly Hills. If you want to tell Africa, I believe I live a really good life here. Yeah, one time I was in Europe and somebody tried to discriminate me, whatever. I told them, in my country, you can't even work for me in my house. You can't be a maid in my house. You don't qualify. I'm here in this country to spend money in your country. Don't think so that just because I'm from Africa, it means I'm here I'm an immigrant, whatever. No, we are not. We actually live really good lives.
Yes.
Yeah, so I believe I'm living a good life that can stand at any international stage. And I'm cool. Yeah.
I like that.
And then because I was a winemaker, it was business unusual for me. One of the books that I read that changed my trajectory, how I looked at business, was Richard Branson's book on losing my virginity. Have you read it?
Yes, his first book out, yes.
Yes, he has even written another one. Yeah, is it Gaining My Virginity or something like that?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
He's written a second version of it.
Yes.
And I just loved the way it was business unusual for him. We don't have to do everything everybody has written in the book. So you launch a wine, you bring it in a nice bottle like this. Then you buy some ads, you create some models who will look nice, hold the bottle like this. If much as that's part of the process, life has changed.
Yeah.
People buy people. And even though I said I'm a maximalist and an extrovert, I'm very poor on social media. So I needed people to buy me.
Yes.
One of the things I say is that I'm a test maker. I tell you how your weddings, how your parties are going to look like.
Yes.
Yeah? In this town. I'll tell you how you're going to celebrate, what you're going to wear at those celebrations. I'm a test maker.
Yes.
And I needed people to see. I'm not just saying I live the life. So that's why I felt part of the reasons I wanted to to get onto the show.
Yes.
But the other thing I also wanted to get onto the show is because, you know, I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm past 45 years old. And I feel a woman like me, I've just arrived. I'm sitting at the head of my table.
Yes.
So what do you people mean I need to disappear? Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
We are running corporations. We are the people running the real estate business. Women like me are walking into those showrooms, buying those cars brand new.
Yes.
We are the ones buying those houses.
Yeah.
We are the ones we are making decisions.
Yeah.
That are we are sitting in the C-suite. We are making decisions that are gonna impact humanity. Your lives for the next 20, 30 years. What do you mean we should disappear?
Yeah.
No, we are here. So I wanted to show
the
prime time woman. Who is me? There's more. Yes, we are going through biological changes.
Yes.
And why not?
Yeah.
But we are here. You cannot wish us away.
No.
And what am I here to tell the girls?
Yeah.
That your value is actually going up as you age. This is what I'm here to tell the girls, because if we follow the narrative that is being spinned out there, it's like we need to be telling our girls now, like, tone down. You know the way our mothers told us, tone down. Don't be too vibrant. Like, sit prim and proper. No, I am completely with Millie Odhiambo when she says, good girls don't get the corner office. Just do your thing. Just stand. You're not asking. Like, just be and do. Like, be. Completely express yourself fully. Yes, the way God intentioned for you to be. And that's what you will see on the show. That's what you're seeing on the show. If I am mad, I'm mad. I'm going to call you all the names I need to call you. But I'm going to stand on business. Yeah, like I am. So that is part of what I'm trying to say. Because women reach like an age like mine, and they just want to like become like shrink like a leaf and disappear because people have called them names. People want them to, like, I don't know, just being age shamed, body shamed, and they just disappear because they don't want to be associated with that drum. I'm saying no. You bring it on, I will just take you on.
Bring it on, I'll take you on.
And
who said you need to disappear? You disappear on your terms, in your time.
No, there are women who are actually disappearing because they just can't deal with, you know, in this world, the most criticized object in this world, and I call it object, is a woman's body. Yeah? If they're not age shaming you, they're talking about a part of your body, they're talking about, I don't know what, you will see even in industries, media included. Where do women disappear to?
True.
I mean, even the media, like, where do women disappear to? You've seen it, and I say it again. Look at Miss Kenya 1968. She was a very well-endowed woman. Now, I don't know at what time or part we started to push this narrative of these twiggy women, that is the fashion. Yet, Kenya is full of well-endowed women. Where did we want? You open any magazine, and to be fair, not just Kenyan media, all international magazines were full of all these people. And now, because everybody's broadcasting, we are like, people are busy shaking their bum-bums, and they are dressing to look in a certain way, and everybody's shocked. I'm just saying, like, actually, we all look like that. If we only dress our bodies like that. So what am I saying? I'm saying that people sometimes succumb to this. You find that women they just want to disappear in their closet and just disappear. They disappear in politics, they disappear in the C-suite, they disappear in a lot of careers because they just don't want to be associated. That's part of the reason. They keep quiet because they've been abused. I'm here to say, even the women in the villages there, they're paying the price. There is just something called ageism and body shaming and all those things. Women are freezing away. Me, I'm just started. I'm just getting started.
You're just getting started.
Yes.
You're getting started as we wind the show, but we have to come back next week because you're oozing, you're oozing life. And we who are 45, we are not planning to disappear, no.
Are you 45 already?
Yeah, I'm 45. I'm turning 46 in October.
You're turning 46?
Yes.
Yes. See? Now women like you can actually now honor.
Yeah.
In the past, I found that a lot of women would not dare even say their age.
I don't understand it. I've always said my age, by the way. I'm very proud of first my age, maybe because of the battles I've been through.
But also because people just fear being judged. But what I tell women, what is the alternative? It is 6 feet under. So why not just be happy?
Yeah, because you will not bury us.
Yes.
So, Dr. C, we are having to wind this particular episode with the intention of continuing this next week. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay.
I have so much to ask you. So, but you're fine with that.
Yes.
So do you want to like say goodbye? You know you're a TV personality. So you can outro and tell people to join us next week and where to follow you. You know, you know how to do. What am I telling you?
Viewers, we have just gotten started. I can't believe an hour is finished. And I hope you turn on next week.
Yes.
And especially the women, on how to be more outrageous, how to get a corner office, how to just be you. And I'm going to be sharing more.
Yeah, I love that. So see you next week for some outrageousness.
Yes, so for some outrageousness.
Yes.
And how to be a bad girl.
A bad girl.
According to me. How to get a corner office.
Good stuff.
You can wake up. You can lose that. I've lost.
Yeah.
In 2007, 2008, we started afresh. We like lost everything because of post-election bias.
Yeah.
And we were starting afresh. And we didn't look back. It is what you choose to focus on.